Welcome to the Toffee Blues, your source for all things Everton, and welcome to the match reaction to Manchester United to Everton nil. Everton go down with a bit of a whimper to Manchester United. Yeah, I wasn't expecting a lot from this game, but we really didn't give enough account of ourselves, in my opinion. First half, they absolutely battered us. Should have been about 5 or 6 by half time. Second half, we improved, but we gifted them a goal. James Coleman makes a mistake, and who else but Anthony Martial? He always scores against us. So we, as usual, he gets one. First off, obviously, Omane gets a goal. We were just a bit too soft today. A lot of players didn't turn up, and even Sean Dyche, you could argue, for the first time since he's been here, didn't turn up himself tactically. Um, yeah, there was some really poor displays. I thought the first half, Manchester United was just getting at us with the long breaking ball over the top, non-stop. Uh, Keenan Tarkowski were misjudging a few headers, but most of the time the issue with Ben Godfrey was just letting Anthony get in behind him non-stop. They just literally just had to ping it over the top, and Godfrey was post position every time. He was terrible today, Ben Godfrey, and you know it just wasn't good enough from him at all. So he took the half time for Mikalenko, and it improved a little bit. Mikalenko did okay. Um, Midfield just wasn't at it either. Idrissa Gueye was sloppy. Anana was pretty anonymous. Iwobi was really poor, giving the ball away a lot. Ellis Sims was anonymous up top, didn't really get him into the game enough. He had one really good chance that he scuffed, and beyond that, he didn't really do anything. Graham McNeil didn't really get into the game that much either. So yeah, all round, it wasn't the greatest performance. The only real positive from us today was Jordan Pickford keeping the score down, and he was excellent. But beyond that, we can't really come away with this with our heads held high. There's times where you can go to like top sides like Man United and get beaten, come away from it with the positives and think, oh, we were unlucky there, and like their quality just may be told. But I just don't think we gave a good enough account of ourselves today. Yeah, like I say, not enough players turned up. I think John Dyche's tactics went right. Obviously, missing Decore, I think that really hurt us because he's a good presence in the midfield. But that wasn't the cause of most of our troubles. Like I say, the line was way too high. The ball was just being dropped in behind our defence, and we were getting spun all the time. And they've got the pace to hurt us. Rashford, Anthony, there were a lot of players there who can really cause problems. Jadon Sancho, I think he got the assist for the first goal. It's like the three of them are all quite speedy players, and our defenders not so much. So, you know, leaving them more space behind to sprint into was just never a good idea. And I think Sean Dyche got that badly wrong there. I think Ten Hag really outclassed him today, and it's not often to say that because I'm a big advocate of Sean Dyche, and I think Sean Dyche has done an excellent job here since he's come in. But he didn't get it right today, but it's not all on him. Players needed to hold themselves to a higher standard than they did today. Some players just weren't good enough. Godfrey, especially, I think the fact he was hooked at half time indicates that. Idrissa Gueye got hooked in the second half. So did Anana. I think Anana got a bit of a knock, but both of them weren't really at the races anyway. Garner and Davis came on um, and weren't brilliant, but they were slightly better nonetheless. Sims was, like I say, anonymous. He got hooked for Mope. He was, as you'd expect, even more anonymous. So it's really, really worrying in terms of our lack of goal threat. And then obviously Old Trafford's a difficult place to go to anyway. Man United haven't been beaten there for a while. So it would have been a surprise had we come away from this game with anything, but still we should have been holding our own a bit better. That's really disappointing, and that's what worries me more going into the next games. If we'd have lost this 2-0 and given a good account of ourselves, you'd go into the Fulham game with a bit of confidence still. But as I'm very nervous about how we're going to do against Fulham, it's going to be a really nervy atmosphere at Goodison, I think. For that game, we've got to regroup fast, and the players have got to really hold themselves to a higher standard and make sure they turn up at Goodison against Fulham, because that is now a must-win game. As a result, we played one more game than everyone else again, and we didn't pick anything up. So the sides who are playing later on today are going. I think Leicester and Bournemouth are playing one another. So someone's going to pick points up there. We could well be back in the bottom three after this weekend's fixtures. and that's going to put a lot of pressure on us going into that Fulham game, and we've got to win that game, in my opinion. It's an absolutely must win. I mean, our team need to learn how to score goals because it's just not good enough in front of goal. So profligate. We didn't really create a lot today. Normally we do create a fair bit. We just don't take them, but today we didn't even create, and that's really concerning. So we need to get back to the drawing board, and I think Dyche needs to revert to what was working before this game, where I think Damari Gray needs to start up front again. We seem to play our best football under Dyche with that so far. So I think Sims back on the bench, probably Gray up top, Probably be back on the wing, and one of Davis or Garner should play in the Corey's absence for the Fulham game, and pack that midfield a bit more and give ourselves a bit more of a battle. Make sure we win those battles, and hopefully home advantage might give us a little bit of a, that might just sort of edge it for us. But yeah, there's a lot to ponder after this game. It's very disappointing, and yeah, it gets the nerves jangling again, and we've got to go back to Goodison now and really will the lads onto a win because we need 3 points badly now. It's getting really nervous again. So there you have it, guys. Manchester United 2, Everton 0. Let us know your opinions on that one. Get your comments coming in. Give this a like, subscribe, all more content, and fingers crossed things pick up. Well, then, guys, thanks for tuning in on the Toffee Blues.